Welcome back, Wolfpack. Um, Here we are again. My name is Rusty. This is my horror and music channel where I talk about my favorite movies and my favorite music. And tonight we're back to talk about the second album from my favorite metal band of all time, which wasn't that way until 2017 when the fabulous goddesses of metal popped onto the scene, and that is Love Bites. And tonight we're going to talk about Battle Against Damnation. And oh yeah, oh yeah, another promise fulfilled. Battle Against Damnation is just a 4 song EP, but it's better than many full length 12-song albums that I've ever heard. Of course, we were all starving for some new music when this dropped. It has only 4 songs on it, but each one of them are epic, heaven sent, blood boiling metal. We have the Crusade, which was written by Miho and arranged by Miyako. She may stay in the background. You know, Miho, she's not the most visible of the band, but everyone who is in the pack knows that Miho is the glue of the band. Her and Haruna started the band and gathered the other members together, and Miho is it. She is usually the one that is rocking the hardest. She is usually the one. She's me as far as listening to the music. She can't help herself. She is headbanging on every video that you see, and she does the most headbanging and I guess what you would call metal styling, aesthetically. You know, headbanging, uh, thrashing. She is just it. So Miho is a lot more important than maybe what some people would think. I think the only other person is kind of like Iron Maiden. You know, Steve was the glue for Iron Maiden. He is the backbone. Miho, again, with so many comparisons to Love Bites and Iron Maiden, Miho, again, the bassist, is the glue and the backbone of Love Bites. And we all know that. Some people, new reactors and things who are just getting into Love Bites, uh, may not really pay her much attention until they learn the band. Once they learn the band, its history, and who does what, they will see very quickly that she is it. It's followed by Break the Wall. I have to break through the wall. Yes. That again was written by Miho, arranged by Miho and Miyako together. So then we're followed by Above the Black Sea, which is epic heaven. I mean, it's like Above the Black Sea is sort of like Stairway to Heaven to me. It's that kind of an epic song. And then we have Under the Red Sky, also written by Asami. Asami wrote Above the Black Sea as well. Miyako did the arrangements for Above the Black Sea, and Mao did the arrangements for Under the Red Sky. I guess that's a person behind the scenes. And now I can turn back on my screensaver. So let's talk about it. How did you feel? I know that when the Crusade dropped, I, of course, having become a fanatic, I had already bought the first album, Awakening from Abyss, and I had it. I was completely blood boiling into it by that time. So when this dropped in June of 2018, I was right there on day one, sitting on eBay waiting for my importer to list it. And I'd even wrote them, and they had told me yes, they would be getting in a supply, and that it would be that they, well, actually they had already got in a supply, but they had to wait till the official release date, and so they would be ready on day one. It would be listed, and I was there to grab it. Um, the video for the Crusade dropped, of course, before I got the album, but the video dropped, and I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but there's this scene where where they do a slow-mo, and it hits a beat, and then they show her in slow-mo with her hair like, her hair was like flying up, and it goes really slow, and then it's on the downbeat. That was one of the coolest little moments in a video I think I'd ever seen in my life, because that just looks so damn cool. And it's the only time that I had seen that effect. There is a Stevie Nicks concert DVD called Live at Red Rocks, and there is a scene in that video, I believe it's during Stand Back, where they do that exact little camera trick where Stevie freezes and then slow-mos and then pops back into action. That, if anybody out there is a fan of the Crusade and has seen the video, you know what I'm talking about. There's a scene on the downbeat in which Miyako's hair is flying, and she goes into slow-mo and goes boom. And that is just one of the coolest video effects. To the song itself, as to be expected, since it is reported by them that it was a tribute to Aces High by Iron Maiden, that song is Iron Maiden plus. It is Iron, like all their music, is because they took these elements from the different bands. You know, some people may think that you're kind of being insulting to Judas Priest or Iron Maiden or something like that, but you're not. I'm not saying that they beat Iron Maiden or they beat Judas Priest. They just took the fact that they took everything that was phenomenal about these bands and put them together. Doesn't make, I'm not saying they're better than Iron Maiden. I'm saying that because they bring more to the table, they are more than Iron Maiden. They're Iron Maiden plus aspects of Judas Priest, aspects of Metallica, aspects of Slayer, Vision Divine, Stratovarius, Dragon Force, Hammerfall, Powerwolf, Nightwish. They took everything that was great about these bands and blended them together. So you had the Crusade, and I can remember, when I was watching it the first time. I'm not really sure if I'm not really sure if Love Bites have released a video that I didn't cry the first time I saw it. I'm not sure. I can't remember any. Maybe Winds of Transylvania, but that was only because who can cry at Winds of Transylvania, because it's grabbing you by the hair and like jerking you all over the place. I don't think you got time to cry in Winds of Transylvania, which is probably one of the most thrash songs that I've ever heard. But so yeah. But other than that, other than Winds of Transylvania, I don't think there's another Love Bite songs that, at least the first time I saw it, the visuals, to see to see these angels, to hear this music, to listen to these lyrics. And I think what a lot of people don't understand is how important lyrics are to Love Bites. It's like I said about Stairway to Heaven, what made Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Hammerfall, all of these people, and Nightwish what they are, is that their lyrical content is so over the top, and so deep and so meaningful and so mesmerizing, that without all of these ingredients, Love Bites wouldn't be what they were. I haven't really heard any of the Wolfpack say that it was a specific thing about Love Bites, and that's my whole point. I'm not a fan of Love Bites because they're pretty girls. I'm not a Love Bites fan because it sounds like one band. You know, I'm not a Love Bites fan because it sounds like Iron Maiden. I'm a Love Bites fan because I've never heard anything like all of them put together. I am a Love Bites fan because they exude a spirit from them, from the screen, from the music. When you're listening to a CD, they exude this. Well, you feel it. I feel it. I don't know about any of you, but I feel it. I feel chills. I cry. I feel like raging. I feel like head banging into a headache. Um, you know, stuff like that. So, um, the Crusade is an absolutely phenomenal, pure power metal song, which is my favorite genre. Break the Wall, that is sort of pure thrash. I mean, that's, to me, it's Slayer with a healthy dose of Pantera is the way I think of Break the Wall personally. Everybody will have their different references from their own personal bands, but to me, Break the Wall is Slayer with a couple sugar spoonfuls of Metallica and a couple sugar spoonfuls of Pantera, and that's what I love about it. Now, the two epic finishers written by Asami, which, from what I understand, and when you read the lyrics, you know, it kind of shows. From what I understand, they are songs about the Hiroshima and Nagasaki nuclear blast, and you can see it all in that. Um, and that's what I love about it. I'm trying to see if there was something extra. Now I'm going to blind myself. Um, I can't put these songs in order. And that's when you know that you have a phenomenal band. Is I cannot put these songs in order. They're like, well, what's your favorite song from this album? There isn't one. Above the Black Sea and Under the Red Sky, which to me are almost one song, even though they change tempos, but they do that within the single song. I mean, Edge of the World, what is that? That's three songs put together, is what it feels like. There are breakdowns. So I have absolutely no favorite from this album. They are all four me favorites from this album. And that pretty much goes with all Love Bites albums when it comes right down to it. But this is the internet. This is the way society is, the way culture is. We want ranks. We want top fives. We want our top tens, stuff like that. And so, but this is an album that I cannot do that. I literally cannot do that. It takes me on a journey, and I look at it. I look at it as one song. This CD has one song on it. It's called Battle Against Damnation. And this song has four different parts to it. And that's the way that I look at this particular album, is the rides that each song takes me on, the mental journeys that each song takes me on. I can't separate them. I can't separate them. I'm trying to think if I actually ever listened to like just a song off this, but not the whole thing. Because it's an EP, you can do that. You can pretty much listen to the whole thing at one time, and it's not as time consuming as listening to a full CD. But I actually don't recall sticking this in my computer and listening to just one song from it. I don't recall ever doing that. So I think that kind of says a lot about what it is or how I feel about this CD. So much love to me, brothers and sisters of the Wolfpack, and I would love to hear how you feel about Battle Against Damnation. We have our lovely wolf, our leader of the Wolfpack, and I would love to hear what you think about this CD in particular. What do each of these songs mean to you? How do you feel about their evolution from the first album to this one? You know, what did you think about their progression? Did it, like it did me, was it a promise fulfilled to you? Did you think it higher, lower, or a continuation of the same glory and grace? That's the way I judge it. You know, if somebody said, well, was it better? Did they improve? No, it's the same. It's the same perfection that I felt with the first album. Sure, they as their catalog grows, they expand, but I'm sorry, but other than maybe, Asami and the girls getting better and better at English, that's the one and only thing. Asami over these 4 years has gotten more and more. Her dictation and her inflections have gotten better. So, yeah, I suppose that is one thing that has evolved, and that is that they have gotten better, that she has gotten better and better. And also the other girls, Miyako, Midori, Haruna, and Miho, have gotten to where they sing their backup parts with more dictation. Their English is better. But since I have a weird accent anyway, it's sort of like Ozzy Osbourne. People make fun of Ozzy Osbourne, but I was raised in Blackpool, and everybody talks like, if you ever watch the UK version of Shameless, everyone talks like that. Everyone talks like Ozzy Osbourne. Now, granted, the more drugs or drunk he was, the more harder it was to understand him, you know. But in the end, I always understood every word that Ozzy said because I'm from that area, and people are like, it's drugs that did it to him. No, it really wasn't. The way Ozzy Osbourne talks is Cockney. It really is the way Manchester, Liverpool, Blackpool. It is the way I don't want to say lower class, middle class, lower class, but it is the way we talk. It is the way that people talk when they're not posh. You know, the Queen is posh. The royal family is posh. There's a big difference between lower class accents and the royal family and rich people. You know, we call it posh. You know, you talk really posh, where, you know, as I have to struggle to sound as, even sitting here talking to you, there's this little filter back here that is really watching the way that I talk, because if I'm not paying attention, I will start talking in a manner that only someone from an estate on Blackpool will start understanding. They'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you saying? I don't understand. Do you speak English? I'm like, yeah, I speak exactly English. This is English. Just because, you know, whatever. I'm not even going to get there. See, I'm starting it already. But, yeah, so back to, back to the goddesses. I really want to hear what the Wolfpack has to say about this album. Your stories, what did when this came out, if you were new and have gotten into it, How do you feel about it as part of their back catalog? If you were there from the beginning like me, how did you feel when they dropped this? And what do you know, how did you feel about it? What did it do for you? I know what it did for me. It made me start screaming and crying for the next one, which is what we'll do in the next Rock With Me. We will talk about Clockwork Immortality, which has Rising and stuff like that on it. We will talk about that album, and much love again to my brothers and sisters of the Wolf Pack. We shall rule these ruins under their graceful command forever and ever and evermore. So, I love you. I love me, brothers and sisters. I can't wait to talk about Clockwork Immortality. I am all giddy about talking about this. I love talking about Love Bites and lots of other bands, you know. I can't wait to talk about Chevelle. I can't wait to talk about 10 Years. I can't wait to talk about Emma Fall, Nightwish, and anything else that, you know, I love and want to do series on. But I am most thrilled now to get to talk with you and share this moment with you about Love Bites. Love Bites. And so do I. I will see you in the next one, and love you. Take care. And I'm going to find the off button. See you later.